A second Major League Soccer season, but more importantly, a second chance for Whitecaps FC to try and get it right away from home. The Caps kick off their road portion of their schedule tonight against Chivas USA.
But his starting lineup tonight, brought to you by Adidas. Adidas is all in. And I'll tell you, Paul, Rennie was hoping to start the same 11, but there was a bit of a change this morning. No Juan Pablo Angel.
Yeah, and he scored lots of goals for this team, 7 in 9 games last year. So they'll have to rely on the rookie Casey Townsend up front and Nick LaBroca providing service out of midfield.
In Los Angeles, the rain has since stopped, but it looks a little dark right now, and we're underway here at the Home Depot Center as Watson gets an early touch and tries to settle down after getting the
team last year, and you can tell from his performance against Houston, he's going to have that same type of performance, I think, this season as well.
Joe Cannon off his line, a big save there off Ryan Smith. Joe Cannon limping a little bit as he heads back into his net, but that's a big stop early on from Joe Cannon.
And good aggressiveness too from the Vancouver keeper. We saw it against Montreal last week when he was quick off his line for through ball near the bottom of the Western Conference. Many people picking them to finish dead last there this year. The Whitecaps haven't controlled the passes that have been on target. As I mentioned before, some of the other passes have been wayward.
YP Lee cuts out that cross as Hasley loses it. Smith the shot, Joe Cannon the save. As Cannon seems to have loosened up. Hasley in the middle of the box. Camilo wins that. Letou slips it back to Hasley. Lots of red and white sweaters had to track back there as the Caps look dangerous on that cross into the box. Lee again sends it forward. Cumiento. Davide Cumiento with the one-timer. Martin Rennie likes that.
And here you see, we talked about the players not getting the best of footing, and that could be the advantage of the team with the tricky players like Camilo and Cumiento. The Whitecaps have those players, and Cumiento here with a shot just wide.
Pierce. Courtois looking for LaBroca. LaBroca with a little bit of room. Townsend. The shot! Joe Cannon! What a save by Joe Cannon.
That is top drawer. It looked for sure as if that was curling into the top corner, and Cannon showing the agility of a 25-year-old, the 37-year-old getting his fingertips the top hand, which is all the more difficult. That is a first-rate save. I don't recall him making a save as good as that.
The Whitecaps are going to be making a substitution here as Joe Cannon is coming off the field. He's unable to continue as Martin Rennie will have to make a switch in goal. And I tell you, this is a big loss, Paul, because Cannon's been very sharp in this match.
He has, and it was this aggressiveness that helped his team out in the back there as he came off his line. And it looked as if he took a cleat in the thigh from his own player, Cumiento. Look at the save he makes here, though, to keep the Whitecaps clean. So Brad Knighton coming in now, the rookie MLS goaltender, although he did see some time at Philadelphia. Hasn't played a lot of minutes in Major League Soccer, but had a very strong season again last year for Martin Rennie at Carolina. So Martin Rennie is confident in this goalkeeper. Yeah, again, it looked as if Camilo slid there just a little bit, trying to get the return pass there as the rain. I think it's more than a mist, Craig. It seems to be coming down in droves, and it really was pulling down overnight. It meant that this pitch was soft and slippery to begin with. But
so the first half is in the book, 45 minutes down, 45 to go, and
puts the Chivas defense on their heels a little bit. Doesn't allow them to push as many bodies forward. That's what happened against Montreal, particularly in the early going. But whether the Whitecaps want to put on a more positive face here, either early in the second half or a little later.
Courtois finds some room in the middle of the park. Courtois to Smith. Smith steps inside. Runs right into Cumiento. LaBroca sends it back post. Watson, though, flicks it on. Jazic back across goal. Smith with the touch. Knighton off his line. Does well to smother that. Brad Knighton showing some good poise in goal for the Caps, replacing Joe Cannon.
That's how that game ended. Of course, Eric Alsey got sent off in that match at the 66-minute mark.
Smith with the long-range try. Knighton across his goal quickly, and that goes harmlessly into touch.
Knighton had the angles right. Cumiento could be tighter there. Had the wrong side of the strike there.
Strong in the air. He looked for this cross that comes in. There's a diving header, and it's in the back of the net. Jay DeMerit, the captain, has put the Vancouver Whitecaps up 1-0.
And yes, they can bear fruit, and it's Jay DeMerit, so frustrated all last year not scoring, with a beautiful diving header as he got in behind the Chivas defense. It was a well-whipped-in ball as well, but you can see the smiles on the face of Jay DeMerit, who promised his coach as he points over to Martin Rennie that he would score this year. And the monkey off his back, the monkey off the Whitecaps' back as they score from a header and a set piece, something that was their Achilles heel all last season.
Off the top of the show, it had rained a lot here this morning and overnight, and at times it's rained during this match, and it is falling again from the heavens, which may make it slick and quick. Zemansky goes down the right-hand side. Good service in there. And somehow, some way, Minda can't get that in. Dan Kennedy pushed up from his keeper position, unmarked at the back. He goes looking for this ball. Kennedy in there, flick clear. The net is empty, but it won't matter. History has been made. Captain Jay DeMerit bags the lone goal, and Martin Rennie's side has its first win away from home in franchise history.